another get ready with me. As you can tell, I'm already dressed. If you couldn't also tell, I have not slept at all. I tried. Laid in my bed for hours. Could not fall asleep. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna get some chamomile tea. I know I'm not supposed to take any type of like melatonin or anything like that with the generic brand of Lexapro that I'm on. So I'm thinking maybe chamomile tea might help with that whole thing, but yeah. It has now officially been 6 weeks since I've been on it. It did well, like I said, with my period anxiety, and it helped with the energy crash I typically get with my period. So I was able to work out throughout my whole period. I was able to get out of bed during my whole period. Didn't do as great in terms of the energy crash when it came to my ovulation. I was able to work out, but major energy crash during my ovulation. So, yeah. I'm thinking I might, after I get back on June 2nd, after I get back, I might start seeing it. I might see if I can find that over the counter with control and start taking that, see if that might help with my issues I'm having with my period and my ovulation. But yeah, I honestly don't know what is going on with my period and ovulation, because I've never experienced the anxiety and the energy crash and the fever that I've had since this year. Like when I first started getting my period at 11, all the way up until 21, I had some cramping, severe cramping, but I never got any type of like mood changes or anything like that. But then at 21, I ended up with some pretty bad eating habits and ended up dropping down to like double digit weight. And I also like relapsed into my whole exercise issues that I was having. And that led to me losing my period, and I started eating again. Kind of ended up developing a bit of orthorexia, though. Period came back lighter. Period came back lighter. And it stayed lighter and shorter for a long while. Didn't feel any pain anymore, any cramping. anything like that. Still wasn't getting any type of emotional issues. And then around 28, I started getting cramping again. Then 32, which is what I'm at now. I'm soon, in August, I'm going to be 33. But anyway, 32, slowly I started getting a fever, more severe cramp, a really bad energy crash, and anxiety, and it just, every single month that I would get it, it would get worse, and it got terrible. Last month in April, it got terrible. Like, the anxiety was getting so bad, it was triggering my depression. And so that was basically me saying I needed to get some type of medical help and intervention. And so I started taking the generic Lexapro. Like I said, did well. I still have my anxiety, but I was able to actually get out of bed. I had the energy to do that. And then my ovulation days came, and I barely been able to get out of bed. I'm just like now starting to get a little bit more energy again, although I haven't slept at all today, so I'm going to be running on caffeine today. I've been up since like 11 yesterday, so yeah, this is going to be fun. But anyway, so I'm thinking maybe if I get some type of like birth control, we have like an over-the-counter birth control. So I might look into that and start taking it. I might buy it today, but start taking it after I get back from California. Because there's a possibility of some side effects, like dizziness and stuff like that, mood swings. So I want to be here so I can actually, not be in a completely different state, basically. By the way, I'm going to be going to California for 3 days, technically. Reason I'm going is because I'm going to be seeing the Stray Kids in concert June 1st, which I'm very excited but also nervous about. I'm nervous because I've only been out of state 2 separate times. And the first time I was out of state was when I was a kid. I traveled with my mom, my dad, my brother, my aunt, uncle, and my cousins up to California for Disneyland. I have no memory of that. I barely have any memories from my childhood, to be honest. Most of my memories from my childhood are like traumatic stuff. Like, I don't know why, but those things stuck with me. So I basically don't have much memory from California and Disneyland. I have pictures, but yeah. Let's see. The only other time I've been out of state is when we went up, me, my dad, and his cousin went up to Ohio to help some of my family members. We stopped in Nebraska to visit family members there, both when we were going up there to Ohio and then back. So, and that was in 2020, so obviously I have a memory of that. But basically I have only been out of state with other people, and I'm not going with anyone. I'm going to be by myself going up to California. So that's a little nerve-wracking also. The only type of concerts that I've been to have not been venues. Like, the only, geez, I look so tired. The only concerts I've been to have been like the Rebel Lounge and the Van Buren, if you've ever been. If you've ever been there, they're small venues, or they're not even venues, they're basically places where there's no seating. You're standing the whole time. So, yeah. Anyway, and I've been to those places, but I've never been to an actual like venue with like seating and stuff like that. I tried to get tickets to the first show for 31st. I was like 66,000 lying in there. I got a ticket. I got to check out. I had 3 minutes left on that little countdown. And right as I hit checkout, it told me the tickets were no longer available. I had 3 minutes still left. But yeah, that was very annoying. And there were no tickets by the time at that point. So when they added the second show, I obviously got in line or in the queue again. And I was about 22,000, I think, in the queue, and there were actually tickets available. There were even some VIP tickets, but they were in the pit. And again, if you've ever been to like the more indie, smaller shows where there's no seating, and you're also short on 5'3", you're probably understanding pit's not gonna work for me. Like, the only way I'm able to get up front when I got to those shows was one, VIP, but two, getting there as early as I could, but also the same day, because again, small show, small place. But I've heard people saying they're camping out and stuff like that, and I'm not about to do that. So I know just off that, I would not, there would be people taller than me in front of me. I'm not about to deal with that. Just no. No. So actually the very first row, right after the pit, is where I ended up getting tickets, or a ticket. It was actually a good price for, considering what I was expecting. It was a good price. It was still more expensive than like any of the other shows I've been to, even with like VIP, because the other shows I've been to have been, again, small. So it was expensive, but it was, the ticket was under $200, which again, cheaper than I was expecting. Like the second they announced their comeback for 8, I started saving because I knew they were gonna like do some type of tour. I expected it, so I started saving. I did end up having to rent a car and book a hotel for 2 nights. So I'm gonna pick up the car 31st, drive down there 31st, check in to the hotel, go to the venue on the 1st, see them, sleep, wake up early, drive back, get here before 6 so I can bring the car back. But yeah, I actually was planning on taking the truck that my dad left me, but I asked my mom, I'm like, do you think the truck would make it down to California? She's like, it's not a matter of if it would, but we ended up switching our car insurance from full coverage to just liability because car insurance is so expensive. Like, just with me on it, it would, for full coverage, would be about $500. And coverage with full coverage, sorry, my cat. Full coverage, will you stop that? Sorry, my cat. Full coverage with my mom and me is nearly $400. So yeah, at that point we had to bring it down to liability because it was just too expensive. And so she was like, if we had full coverage, maybe I'd be comfortable with you driving the truck down there, but we don't. So it'd be safer to rent a car for down there. So yeah, thankfully I saved up throughout all this. Stop trying to take that bag, sweetie. Sorry, my cat is being a brat. And I'm gonna do this one, which is Bearberry. But anyway, like I was saying, I rented a car. Thankfully I saved up, and so I had enough money, thankfully, to rent a car, book a hotel, and still have quite a bit left over. Like I said, I expected the tickets to be astronomical prices. I'm gonna be honest, especially considering what I have been hearing when it came to concert tickets. So I saved up quite a bit. Oh Jesus. That was a little too much. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That is, wow. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I have enough to drive up there. I have enough for gas and all of that, thankfully. But anyway, I'm gonna be going up see Stray Kids, and I've never been. Will you knock it off? So, I'm gonna be driving up there, see Stray Kids. This is my first experience, one, driving up out of the state alone, but two, being in an actual big venue concert. So, any advice any of you guys have would be very helpful for me. Why do you like teasing her? You know she doesn't like you teasing her. Stop teasing her. Sorry, one of my cats really loves annoying one of my other cats. She loves when she does that. And it's not a it's not a mean thing, it's just, she's a kitten still. Anyway. That looks much better. So, any advice, tips would be very helpful. But anyway, so there's that. What's going on, and like I said, I want to see if I might buy the birth control. It's called O-Pill. Yeah. When I looked, it should be at CVS. Said it was in stock there. And I might try that out. I might buy it today, but I'm gonna wait because I don't want to deal with any type of dizziness or anything like that might happen. Like a week before I go up to California. Yeah, wait, because today's the 24th, Saturday. I'm going to be driving up there the 31st, Saturday. So next week. Very nervous about that. That's probably not helping with my little anxiety spikes. But I'm also excited, which, again, not helping with my anxiety spikes or my loss of appetite. Anytime I get any type of emotions, anxiety, nervousness, happy, excited, my body just can't control itself. And I start losing my appetite, I start getting really nauseous, and I will start, if I cough, I will start gagging. Just from how much emotion is in my body that can't control itself. And I've had it since forever. But yeah. So I did notice a spike in my anxiety during ovulation day, like a worse spike in my anxiety. And I've still been working out, but I haven't really been feeling it much, mainly because I've gotten a little bit of energy at night, so the lighting's not great at night in my room, so I feel like it would look terrible filming my workouts. And also there have been some where I'm just so low energy while working out. I feel like it wouldn't really be good content. But I have been doing my workouts, which I'm really happy about because I'm finally starting to get like bicep definition, which I've wanted like bicep definition since my 20s. Like, even when I was like super underweight. Like I said, double digits weight. I still didn't have like bicep definition. I had a little bit of shoulder definition, but no bicep. And I'm finally starting to get like bicep definition, and like my shoulder definition is starting to show up really nicely. And my back, it's really easy for my back and like up here, like my upper stomach area, waist area. It's really easy for like abs up here to show, and like my back muscles to show, because I don't carry a lot of like fat there. I just never have. It's just the way my body is made. And so those parts, even though it's nice to see it, I really like seeing the back muscles. Seeing the places where it's harder for me to get definition, like my biceps and my shoulders, I get more excited about that. And seeing actual, it's a tiny little bump for my bicep, but I'm starting to get bicep definition. That's just, I'm so proud of that. So proud. And I think a big part of that, is because I have actually been consistently working out, because like I said, my period just ended up zapping my energy to the point where I could not work out during my period. Like a little bit before, during, and then a little bit after, I'm just completely wiped. And also during my ovulation, like for a good 4 to a week, so 4 to 7 days, I'm just drained then too. So like there's at least 2 weeks in the month where I don't have the energy to even get out of bed, much less work out. Sorry, I need to get closer to the mirror. But yeah, like I was saying, so I have 2 months where I'm just, or 2 weeks where I'm not working out. And so honestly, not great for consistency. And then I also have the factor of my nausea and lack of appetite during my period and ovulation. So I also don't have that, which is not going to help with my energy, obviously. And then I have the issue of just I also so I have all of those issues. And then I mentioned this in my other video, but I did good during my period. Like I was able to have energy during that and actually get out of bed. Ovulation hit. It took so long for me to just muster up the energy to get out of bed. So that sucked so much. So obviously, I need to see if I can find a way to help with that. And I think birth control might help that, because it helps with stops your ovulation cycle, from what I understand. Or it stalls it, whatever. I read it. My brain's just, it's a lack of sleep. That's what we're going with. But yeah, my energies just was shot. So I was able to stay consistent with working out, but not with the eating. I need to start eating meals again, because like I said, my appetite just disappears. And I basically can only handle really small amounts of food, typically. So I've mostly been surviving on like little snack bags of chips and protein bars and like snack bars, granola bars, things like that, and like those little fruit puree squeezy tubes or pouches. That's basically what I've been surviving on the last week, 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks. So yeah, I need to start eating regular meals again. That will help with my energy, hopefully. But I think getting something to help, like curb or stop or whatever my ovulation cycle would help more, because that's what's causing it, because it's always happening right during that time. It fades, but it's slower to fade, but it always happens in spikes during those 2 times. So, yeah, I need to do something about it. But anyway, so I am happy that I've actually been able to stick to working out like I have, because it's been a while since I've been able to do that. Last time I was able to like consistently work out was actually in my 20s. Like 19, 20, I was able to stay consistent with working out. Then my issues with my mental health started going up, and one of the first things I started doing is being hyper-focused on any imperfection on my body, which led to like severely undereating and over-exercising again, which led to me being underweight, which led to me losing my period and losing my hair. And there were places on my body that, there were places on me that I'm just, bone naturally sits very close to the surface, like up here, and like the collarbones, the hip bones on me, they stick out. They just always have, no matter what I've weighed. And I've been heavier than I am, I've been obviously lighter than I am. They've always stuck out. But there are places on my body that are not naturally bony. And some of those places should not be naturally bony because it hurts. Like, it seriously feels like everything from skin down to bone is just severely bruised. It's painful. So that happened, and I was extremely lethargic. Like, I had to push myself to get up and work out twice a day. And then I would just crash. And at night, Even though I was exhausted, I could not sleep because I was so hungry. So I'd just binge hardcore on food, feel guilty about it, be good during the day, then binge at night because I couldn't sleep because I was so hungry. And this whole binge cycle lasted a good week before I fell into another diet that I don't want to mention because I'm still embarrassed that I fell for it. But yeah, it led to me like becoming the way it is. There's a fear of like macros, particularly one, and it led to a fear of it for me, so severe that like I would get anxious if I had too much of this macro. Like I was hyper vigilant to the point where it got obsessive. So obviously not healthy. And that lasted a good, I think 9 months. Finally fell out of that, started getting better with my eating habits again. Then a few years after that, my depression hit. Like it just hit me hard. And last month in April, when I was having such bad anxiety, I was sleeping 2 to 4 hours at most a day for the whole week. And the last few days, I was starting to have thoughts and behaviors that were very reminiscent of that depression state that I was in. And that scared me, so obviously it was the moment of like, you know what, I need to fix that. I need to fix that. Like, I know there are a lot of issues with, yeah. So anyway, sure there's a lot of issues, I know there's a lot of issues with the, company, a lot of like constructive criticism. There's a lot of criticism of justified criticism of the company that I'm using to get the anxiety medic or the generic lexapro, but I need something. I don't have insurance, but I need something to help. Because if I don't, it will seriously damage me if I don't get some form of help. Which is what I did. But obviously I need to get some more for my female reproductive organs. I hate having them. I should have you know what I should have done? I should have gotten them taken out. Should have gotten hysterectomy, because I'm not having kids. I'm just not. So I don't see the point in having them or having the reproductive organs in me. They're just sitting there damaging the crap out of my mental health and affecting my physical health. So it's why have it if it's not helping me and it's I'm not going to use them for what they're in there for. So, yeah. I should have gotten a hysterectomy. But, too late now, probably. Anyway, so there's that. And what else? That's pretty much it in terms of like what's going on with me so far. But also, I'm thinking, if you guys have seen any of my like, does that look good? I feel like that looks weird. I feel like that looks a little blotchy, but when I get close it doesn't look that blotchy. But anyway, if you've watched any of my like shorts, workout shorts, you'll notice I have a giant treadmill, like a foldable treadmill. I'm thinking of switching it out with my brother's. He doesn't use it, his, and even though mine has a lower weight and his has a higher weight and that's why it's his, I feel like if he's not going to use it and it's more compact, I might just switch it out. Easy to switch back because his is lighter than mine. The reason I got it, a lot of different speeds, also the heights. I like the little heights, but I feel like I need a little bit more room in here. It's like annoying me. I can see some biceps, sorry. But I might switch that out. I feel like that looks nice, right? I think I'm gonna go with a dark purple shadow for eyeliner. But yeah, that might be different. I need more room in here, I feel like. I don't know why I like having a lot of open space, but I really like having just a bunch of open space. I don't know why. I think it's because of how I was as a kid. Like, I was a complete trash monster as a kid. Like, my room was completely in disarray. Clothes, books, CDs, anything that wasn't a giant piece of furniture on the floor when I was a kid. My mom used to get so freaking mad at me as a kid for that, but I eventually grew out of it, obviously. But I think that's why I'm like so much more of a like, I need so much open space to move around now. Like, it drives me nuts if there's not enough space to move around. I don't know why. But that's like, that's what I'm going with, is it's because of how I was as a kid. I was just a complete trash monster. Where is... Of course it's on the bottom. I didn't even show you my eyeshadow. I'm so sorry. I'm just screwing this up. So pretty. This one was for this one right here. Allium was outer corner. And So cute. This one right here, Bailey slide, was lid, and then this one, 3 hearts, was outer corner, and this one, right here, Mimic, was lid. And now we're gonna go in with NYX in deep purple in the waterline and on a brush for the line, top line. I'm not going to see my face for this. So, yeah, that might be, the treadmill might switch out. I kind of, even though I use it so frequently, like I work out 6 days a week. I have optional 2 days where I walk on a treadmill. And 5 of those 6 days, I work out 5 days a week. What am I talking about? I work out 5 days a week. 2 days are optional. And 4 of those days, I use that. It's, when I bought it on Amazon, I was specifically looking up like aerial yoga stands, because I do have an aerial yoga silk or hammock to do that type of stuff. I feel like I got glitter on myself. There's always fallout with the glitter. I did get glitter on myself. Also washed my hands because I had shadow on my hands. Let me see if I can wipe some of it off. Okay, there we go. I have a fur. Got it. But anyway, yeah, so... Oh my gosh, you can kind of see my bicep. That's so cool. Anyway, so part of me kind of wants to move that like stand out of my room, but like I said, I use it like 4 times a week. I do it with my weights. Then my kickboxing days, I do like assisted pull-ups and chin-ups, and also like the hanging leg lifts. I think if I get put in the smaller, more compact treadmill, I might feel more comfortable. It might create a little bit more space. Because I don't know why I start feeling so claustrophobic. Because like this is a big area, obviously, but I just feel so freaking claustrophobic for some reason. But yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is with my feelings on that. But yeah, I need to figure out what I'm doing with my lips. or well, lip balm. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that it's from my childhood and my messiness. But it's there. Can't really do much of, like, about it. Same with all my other issues. I can't really do much about it. Like, I don't have the money for like therapy. I don't even have insurance, health insurance, or like a regular physician or anything like that. So it's basically just deal with it. You know, try and minimize it as much as you can, but essentially deal with it. I think it's gonna get like to 100 today. I need my hair up. It has grown so much since I cut it. I cut it all, when I cut it, it was all bleached. So, like, everything from here up, natural. Although, I might end up toning my natural because it's so cool toned to the point it looks gray or white when light hits it a certain way. And my skin tone does not do well with super cool tone stuff, hair colors, lipsticks, makeup in general. Like I can get away with it in terms of clothes, but not in terms of like makeup and hair color. It tends to look really weird on me. It has grown so much. It used to be like, I cut it a little bit too short, but I actually ended up liking it with how short it was. But now it's a little too long, but I don't want to cut it again because I miss having like braids and being able to just stick all of it in a ponytail, or like stick it all, twist it, and put a claw clip on it. Can't do that with short hair. Even though like I really like short hair, I don't like it touching my neck when it's so freaking hot out. It's not enjoyable at that point. It's having hair in general is not enjoyable when it's 100 degrees out. You know what I completely forgot? That was an unnecessary close-up, sorry. I forgot mascara. I always forget it, almost. It's mainly because I only put it on the top lashes, and I'm really good in genetics when it comes to lashes. My lashes are nice, naturally. Okay. Sorry, I needed to get back in the mirror closer so I could put lashes on. Let me know if you see a difference. I feel like I see a bit of a difference. I don't put them on my bottom because, again, I have pretty long lashes. And they're a nice color, like they're dark. So, and I have quite a bit of them. So it doesn't feel like I need, like, a whole... So I typically tend to forget the mascara. And then I leave the house, put on my sunglasses, and I'm like, I forgot mascara. So I typically tend to just forget it because I don't put it on my bottom lashes, just one coat on my top. I always feel like no matter what type of mascara, and I've used so many types of mascara, if I use any more than one coat, it clumps up on me so badly. Like, no matter what type I use, what brand I use, it just tends to, like, clump up on me. Go in there, you stupid earring. There. One thing I am curious about is what you guys would like to hear me talk about. I kind of want to talk about my first job and why I quit that job. Job had good pay, $18 an hour, but, and the thing is, I liked my coworkers and I actually liked the job, but there were a lot of red flags with that job. I might talk about that. Actually, now that I think about it, I might talk about that. I feel like this earring's too big. It throws off the balance. Let me see. It's okay. Lips. I think that might work. And this is in, that's chic. I like these little oils. They're nice, and they have a little tiny hint of color. So they're really nice for like the summertime. When it's really hot and way too hot for like lipstick or anything like that, or liquid lip, anything like that basically. I need to put on my shoes. And I should be ready to go. I will be right back. Let me show you close up in natural lighting. And perfume I'm using. Obviously, again, really enjoy this. I have like technically 3 perfumes, but one of them, the description sounded like it would be good, but it's a little too sweet for me. I don't like super sweet smells. The other one, more of a like fall, autumn feeling type of vibe to it. So this one is the one. So let me show you my outfit. Also, are these not the cutest shoes ever? I got them off like Poshmark about a year ago. I love them. They're so cute. But yeah, that's my outfit. purse. I love crossbody bags, especially the smaller ones like this with an extra little handle. I love them. I tend to like save up and collect little bags like that. They're not super expensive, but I really love them. And I think that's it. So I will see you in a little bit with my breakfast, and we will eat at the park. And here we are. I just finished getting my breakfast as well as my pastries and my drink. So let's head to the park and eat. And here we are at the park. And you see that white little duck? That's the one I normally feed when I am over here. He normally likes to come over and ask for food. So I normally have food ready for him. And here is my breakfast. Looks so delicious. Can't wait to eat it. And yeah, that's it. There he is. Let's go and give him some food over there. There's also some baby geese. One of the big ones was hissing at me while I was feeding him. So let's go over. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. There we go, sweetie. Yeah. What? What? Look at you. Let's see if any of the other ducks come. What? There we go. What? Couldn't film it because I was driving, obviously, but right as I was leaving the park, there was this cute-ass little squirrel, or chipmunk, running across, stopped at the curb because it seen me, obviously. I stopped for it and waited for a few seconds, and then it ran back over, grabbed a little dried banana peel, and then crossed the road to eat it. It was so freaking cute. I love animals. But yeah, I couldn't film it because I was driving, obviously. It was like right before you exit the park gate. It was so cute. Hey, so I thought I would show you, as the last part, all of what I ended up getting while grocery shopping. And also the 2 desserts I got. This one is a strawberry lemon pastry, and this is a sugar cookie. I have not had the strawberry lemon pastry. I've had other ones when they have them out. They're really good. I have had the sugar cookies before though. They're also very good. And let's see, put that here. And more protein bars. I actually really like the texture of these ones. The inside texture is really nice and crunchy. And I have to put these in the refrigerator because it is way too hot to leave them out. We have not turned on the air, and we're trying not to this summer because the electric bill, anytime we use the air conditioning, goes up to nearly $600 a month. So, yeah. We're trying not to use the air conditioner, so it's basically a bunch of fans, and I have a little tiny, or well, a small cooler that I ordered online coming Monday. I might do a video showing it, reviewing it, how it works, all that. And next, lettuce, romaine lettuce specifically. I tend to like romaine lettuce more than any of the other lettuces. It has more of a sturdiness to it and more crunch to it, which I prefer my lettuces to have. Here, next up, red cabbage. I love red cabbage. I love cabbage. So, red cabbage to cut up and put it in my salads. Because I need to start making my salads again. I feel like when I was consistently having my salad, I was a lot more healthy. I haven't for the past about week and a half because I just had no energy to do anything. Anyway, next up, carrots. I'm gonna peel these and then either shred them or use a chopper and chop them up to put in my salad. Also love carrots. So put these here. And that's that one. And then English cucumber. Honestly, I prefer the English cucumbers to any of the other cucumbers, even the regular ones, mainly because they have more crunch to them. They have a little less water, so they have a bit more of a crunch. Again, I really like crunchy when it comes to that. So, cucumber, which I need to stick with my avocados. And finally, for the last of the refrigerator, grapes. Specifically, green grapes. I prefer the green grapes. I like the more tart sourness. Same with apples. I prefer sour or tart apples to sweet ones. They just sweet ones don't taste as good. So put those back there, and that is all for the refrigerated stuff. I did buy some freezer stuff, but it's out in the larger freezer because I don't have enough room in here, but I bought some frozen crispy green beans, so they're like lightly breaded green beans, some Brussels sprouts, and some quinoa mixed with spinach, frozen. And I also got a can of green beans. I honestly prefer canned green beans. I don't know, I like the taste of them more. But yeah, that's all I got in terms of food that's not in here. And next, these were 99 cents at Winco. So I decided to get them. They are the little hip peas. I got 2 of each flavor. There were 4 flavors. They were like 98 cents. So I got the little puffs and white cheddar, cheesy, regular cheese, cheddar, and then tortilla chips and ranch, and nacho cheese. I really like those. They're nice when I want a more salty snack. And they have an okay amount of protein, I guess you could say. But they're nice for salty snacks. And they're also vegan, so I myself am vegan. That's why I got those. And then I got 2 kinds of chamomile teas. Both of them are chamomile mainly. So this one is Sleepy Time Vanilla, and this one is Sleepy Time Extra. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it actually helps me out. Then I needed some AA batteries for my light stick. Yeah, the batteries on that one ran out. So I needed some more batteries. And I do have quite a few portable chargers, but they're like, they only tend to charge like halfway, or 1 extra charge. So I felt it'd be safe just to get 1 more. This one's a 20 milliamp. I believe that's how you pronounce it. 20,000 milliamp portable charger, which I have a 10,000 of one of these. That's the same brand. I actually really love that one. It works really well, and it holds, I can get about 2 to 3 charges out of it, full charges out of it, depending on if I'm using my phone or not while charging. But yeah, I just decided I would need an extra one because I am going to be driving up to California, like I said, and it's going to be from where I live all the way up to where that is in California. It's the SoFi Stadium, so around the like Los Angeles area, I believe. At least that's what it looked like on the map. It's going to be about 7 to 8 hour drive, and that's why I wanted like I've said, I'm also on a generic version of Lexapro, and you can't, it's advised not to use any type of like PM or melatonin because it can heighten the risk of serotonin syndrome, which can be extremely dangerous. So, yeah, I want to see if like the tea might help, because hopefully it does, because anytime I get excited or anything about it, my brain runs at high speed and it's really hard to sleep. And that's essentially what happened today, last night. My brain was just running. I would lay there, close my eyes for an hour or two, hoping to fall asleep, not fall asleep at all. So basically I didn't sleep at all, which the thing is, I'm gonna also need some caffeine for driving up there, like 5-hour energy something, because I can and have fallen asleep sitting up, and I don't want to do that driving, obviously. So I need some, like, one, hopefully something to help sleep a good amount so I'm not super tired, but also 7 to 8 hour drive, no matter what, you're gonna get a little drowsy. At least for me, for some reason, the motion of the car relaxes me very much, which is not helpful when you're driving because you don't want to fall asleep. It's not helpful when you're tired because I will start getting very, very drowsy. So, yeah, I need to make sure that hopefully these help, and also get some type of caffeine so I can drive up there. That's also why I booked a hotel, because 7 to 8 hours driving up there, then 7 to 8 hours driving back, and if I just left right after the concert, because one, if I drove up there like June 1st instead of the 31st, I would have to wake up really early because I want to get in line, obviously, before the show starts, because more than likely a lot of other people are going to be doing that, both for VIP, from what I've gathered, both for VIP and general audience. They're going to get there really early. So I would have to, like, immediately, I would probably have to leave, like, either early morning or, like, the night before. So the night of the 31st, if I was going to drive up there to get there June 1st. And then, obviously, that's going to tire me out. Then I would have to go see Stray Kids in concert, and then immediately drive back 7 to 8 hours. Yeah, that's obviously not going to be doable. So basically, both me and my mom agreed, like, yeah, I'm gonna need to book hotel, at least for 2 nights, so I don't possibly end up falling asleep at the wheel and possibly injuring myself and others, if not worse. So yeah, I'm gonna be driving up there. I'm very nervous but excited. Again, because I haven't been in a big venue. So that's a nerve-wracking thing, but also excitement because I'm gonna get to see them live, which I've been a fan of theirs for quite a while, a long while, but I've shockingly never gotten to see them live in concert. It's just never matched up for me to be able to. So finally did this year. Finally. But yeah, I'm gonna put 3 of these in my light stick and connect it to my app on my phone. And hopefully it works so I can use my light stick at the concert. Super excited about that. I have turned it on before, I know it works. But yeah. Anyway, I have to put these up there, and that should be it. I'm probably gonna take a nap after I finish this. And I have to get up tonight, do some stuff, wash my face. If I'm feeling up to it, maybe shower. Because I try and shower every single day, even if I don't wash my hair every single day. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And yeah, let me know what kind of stuff you want from this journey with me. And also, if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.